Hello da Tangam, welcome to Gully Classroom. This is the fourth lecture. In which chapter, sir? In the chapter Chemical Reactions and Equations. This is the fourth lecture. In CBSE 10th Standard Chemistry, Science Book Chapter 1 Chemical Reactions and Equations. This is the fourth lecture taken in English. This is the fourth lecture taken in English. Okay, sir. What have we learnt already? Let us do a very short recall. We have already learnt that there are 5 types of chemical reactions, which are combination reaction. The next one is going to be decomposition reaction, then single displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and finally redox reaction. Redox reaction is simply a combination of reduction and oxidation reactions. The fourth lecture is completely dedicated to learning redox reaction. Along with redox reaction, we will also learn about corrosion and prevention of corrosion, rancidity and prevention of rancidity. Can I start the lecture? Yeah, let us start the lecture. What is oxidation and reduction? Oxidation and reduction must be learnt tandem with respect to one another. They must be learnt by comparing one another. Oxidation and reduction are two processes that can be defined in 3 different ways. How, sir? Oxidation and reduction can be defined with respect to oxygen. The same oxidation and reduction can be defined with respect to hydrogen. The same oxidation and reduction can be defined with respect to electrons. So, we will go through each and every one of them patiently. Come on, guys. Here, what is oxidation? Oxidation is addition of oxygen. So, removal of oxygen, a process in which there is removal of oxygen is called as reduction. If you are adding oxygen, it is called as oxidation. If you are removing oxygen, it is called as reduction. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I am comfortable about oxygen. Definition of oxidation and reduction with respect to oxygen. Addition of oxygen is called as oxidation. Removal of oxygen is called as reduction. Okay, sir. What about the definitions of oxidation and reduction with respect to hydrogen? Okay, here removal of hydrogen. Let me repeat myself. Removal of hydrogen is called as oxidation. At the same time, addition of hydrogen is called as reduction. Let me repeat. Removal of hydrogen is called as oxidation. At the same time, addition of hydrogen is called as reduction. Okay, sir. Now, how am I going to remember with respect to electrons? With respect to electrons, there is a very famous mnemonic which we can use to remember. Oxidation reduction with respect to electrons. How, sir? OIL, oil, RIG, rig. Oxidation is loss of electrons. Here, what is OIL? Oxidation is loss of electrons. Sir, what about RIG, rig? Rig means reduction is gain of electrons. As easy as that. So, oxidation means loss of electrons. OIL, reduction means gain of electrons. RIG, oil, rig. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We will learn more about this in higher secondary classes. Now, let us look at a basic example I have written here. Here, A is let us say some species. A is some species that wants to react. What is it reacting with? It is reacting with oxygen. Okay, let's look at this. When oxygen is added, it is oxidation. When oxygen is removed, it is reduction. Right? Let us go for hydrogen. When hydrogen is removed, it is called as oxidation. When hydrogen is removed, it is called as oxidation. In the same way, when hydrogen is added, it is called as reduction. When hydrogen is added, it is called as reduction. Excellent. Can we look at some examples for both oxidation and reduction. Let me get my towel. Why do you want your towel, sir? Because if I make some mistakes when I am teaching to you, I want to be able to rub it off immediately. So I need a towel in my shoulder. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, now I want to go for some examples of oxidation and reduction. Okay, sir. Let us look at some examples for oxidation and reduction. The first example is copper plus oxygen. What are you going to get? Copper plus oxygen. You are going to get CuO. So copper plus oxygen is CuO. Here, this is going to be a solid. This is going to be a gas. This is once more going to be a solid. Let us balance this equation. Here there is 2 oxygen, I am going to put a 2 here. Here there is 2 copper, I am going to put a 2 here. This equation is balanced. This is an oxidation reaction. Why, sir? Here oxygen is added to copper, hence this is an oxidation reaction. Let us go for another example. Hydrogen sulfide is added to oxygen. Hydrogen sulfide is added to oxygen. What is happening, sir? Here you will get H2O plus S. Oxygen, what it will do? It will go here, it will replace sulfur and form water. Sulfur will be sent outside. This can also be called as a good example for a single displacement reaction, right? But anyway, addition of oxygen here is simply oxidation. Let us balance this particular reaction. How am I going to balance this reaction? Here there is 2 oxygen, so I am going to put a 2 here. Okay, here there is 4 hydrogen, 2 into 2. I am going to put a 2 here. So here hydrogen has been balanced. Here also there is 4 hydrogen. 4 hydrogen in the reactant, 4 hydrogen in the product. But here there is 2 sulfur. I need to put a 2 here. This reaction is balanced. Okay, sir. Give us a couple of other examples of oxidation. You can put oxygen with sodium. You can put oxygen with sodium. What will I get, sir? You will get Na2O. Na2O. Okay, how are you going to balance this particular reaction? Here there is 2 oxygen, so I am going to put 2 here. So yeah, here there is 2 oxygen in the reactant side. So I am going to put a 2 here. Now sodium is 2 into 2, 4. So I am going to put a 4 here. This is a balanced equation. This is a balanced equation. Okay, sir. Give me some more examples in order to understand things better. Okay, let us go for N2 plus O2. I am going to heat this. I am going to heat this. What will you get, sir? I will get NO. I will get NO. Okay, N2 is also a gas, oxygen is also a gas, NO is also a gas. Okay, how am I going to balance this particular reaction? Here there is 2 nitrogen, here there is 2 oxygen, so I am simply going to put a 2 over here. Okay, sir, I am comfortable with this. Give me and last example for this particular oxidation reaction. Okay, let me give you a last example. Calcium, when it combines with oxygen, what is happening? Calcium, when it combines with oxygen, you are getting CaO. What is CaO? Sir, I learned that CaO is quicklime. CaO is quicklime or calcium. CalCaum. Calcium oxide. Excellent. CaO means quicklime or calcium oxide. Let us balance this particular reaction. Here CaO, here there is 2 oxygen. I am going to put 2 oxygen here. In order to balance this, I am going to put a 2 here for in order to balance calcium. That's it. I have written 5 good examples for oxidation. All these examples are addition of oxygen. All these examples deal with oxygen. All these examples deal with oxidation as addition of oxygen. All these examples deal with oxidation as addition of oxygen. Let us go for reduction, sir. Okay, let us go for reduction. First, let us look at removal of oxygen has reduction. I am going to give some examples where I am going to remove oxygen. One of the best examples is KClO3. Let us say you are heating it. You are heating KClO3. What will you get? You will get KCl plus O2. You will get KCl plus O2. Okay, sir. How are you supposed to balance this particular reaction? Okay, balancing this reaction is really interesting. Look here. Here there is 2. Here there is 3. here there is 2. I need to balance 3 and 2 in oxygen. So this is what I am going to do. I am going to take LCM. What is LCM? Lowest common multiple. So the LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. So I need to get 6 oxygen over here. For that I am going to put a 2. I need to get 6 oxygen over here. For that I am going to put a 3. Fine. Now here I have 2 potassium and 2 chlorine. In order to balance this, I am going to put a 2 here. This is basically removal of oxygen. Here oxygen is being removed. Removal of oxygen is reduction. Removal of oxygen is reduction. Fine, sir. Give me another example for removal of hydrogen. Okay, removal of hydrogen. You want another example? Removal of oxygen. Let us go for another example of removal of oxygen. Removal of oxygen is HGO. Here also I am going to heat this up. I will write Hg plus O2. Hg plus O2. Let us balance this particular thing, sir. Yeah, sure. So here there is 2 oxygen. I am going to put a 2 here. Here in order to balance mercury Hg, I am going to put a 2 here. In both these reactions, what is happening? Oxygen is being removed. Removal of oxygen is once more reduction. Okay, sir. Now let us go for addition of hydrogen. Some reactions of reduction which are based on addition of hydrogen. Okay, let me go for this. Let me do H2 plus Cl2. What will happen? You will get hydrochloric acid. Okay, here in order to balance this reaction, I am going to put a 2 over here. Here what is happening? Hydrogen and chlorine combine to form HCl. Here chlorine is reduced. Why is chlorine reduced? Chlorine is reduced because it is added with hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen is basically reduction. Okay, let us go for Na plus H. Let us go for next reaction, which is Na plus H2. Na plus H2, you will get sodium hydride, which is NaH. You will get simply sodium hydride, which is NaH. Let us balance this particular reaction. Balancing this reaction is, here there is 2 hydrogen. I am going to put a 2 here. Sodium has become 2, so I am going to put a 2 here. Here sodium, because it is getting added to hydrogen, it is getting reduced. Sodium is reduced because it is added to hydrogen. Okay, sir. Give us a last reaction. Okay, what kind of reaction shall I give you? Can I give you a very famous reaction? Absolutely, sir. Let us go for Haber's process. Let us go for Haber's process. Hydrogen and nitrogen, they combine to form NH3. Ammonia. What is NH3? Ammonia is a very famous compound which is often used in fertilizers. So, this was invented by this German chemist who was called as Haber. So they are calling this as Haber's process. They are calling this as Haber's process. Okay, how are you supposed to balance this particular reaction? Here there is 2 hydrogen, here there is 3 hydrogen. So LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So to bring 6 here, I am going to put 3. In order to bring 6 here, I am going to put a 2. So nitrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2. It is balanced. Here the equation is balanced. Excellent, excellent. So I have given 5 examples of oxidation and I have given 5 examples for reduction. Beautiful, sir. But let me ask you a question. Please do ask me, Tangam. Sir, I have read in a lot of books that oxidation and reaction happen at the same time in a lot of chemical reactions. Sir, let me repeat the question. Please, Tangam. I have read in a lot of books that oxidation and reduction happen at the same time in a lot of books. Kindly explain. Absolutely. Let us get to the depth of that. Here, when reduction and oxidation are happening at the same time, it is called as redox reactions. When oxidation and reduction are happening at the same time, what are we calling it? We are calling it redox reactions. Redox reactions. Here, re from reduction, ox from oxidation. Redox reactions. So, red from reduction, ox from oxidation. Okay, sir. In order to better understand how oxidation and reduction can happen at the same time, kindly give us some very good examples. Absolutely, Tangam. Let us go for a very famous example. Let us go for a very famous example. CuO, yeah, CuO plus H2. what is happening? CuO plus H2, you are getting H2O plus Cu, you are getting H2O plus Cu. Okay sir, what is happening here? Let me tell you here. CuO, what is happening with respect to CuO? CuO is losing oxygen. Sir, yes, CuO has lost its oxygen. Loss of oxygen is, sir, loss of oxygen is reduction. Loss of oxygen is reduction. Okay, Kana, let us check about H2. H2 is in fact gaining oxygen. Addition of oxygen is oxidation. So in the same reaction, both oxidation and reduction are happening to different species. Sir, what is species? Species means simply a element and compound which is participating in the reaction. An element, a compound, a ion which is simply participating in the reaction can be generally called as species. So here the CuO species is getting reduced to Cu. H2 is getting oxidized to H2O. Beautiful sir. Now I am able to understand how reduction and oxidation can take place in the same reaction. Okay, let me further illustrate to you with a couple of other very good examples. Sure sir. Okay, here let us go for MnO2. MnO2, when you are putting it with hydrochloric acid, what will happen sir? You will get MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus H2O. Yeah, fine sir, fine sir. Okay, so this is the reaction. Now which is getting reduced? Sir, MnO2 is getting reduced. Why? Because in MnO2, what is doing? MnO2 is losing oxygen. MnO2 is losing oxygen. So I am going to say here reduction is happening. Okay, what about oxidation? Sir, hydrogen is being oxidized. How can I? Here hydrogen has no oxygen, but look at here. This is a water molecule. Hydrogen has gained oxygen. Addition of oxygen is simply called as oxidation. Addition of oxygen is simply called as oxidation. Excellent work, excellent work. How about I give you another example? Yes sir, please give me another example. PbO, when you are putting it with carbon, what is happening? You are getting Pb and CO2. Okay, let me check. Have I balanced all the equations? Let me check this equation. Okay, one copper, okay, this equation is balanced. Have I balanced this particular equation? No, I have not balanced this particular equation. Let us balance this particular equation. Okay, sir. Here, let me check. Here there is two oxygen. So I am going to put a 2 here. In order to make this has 2 oxygen. Here hydrogen has become 4. So I will put a 4 here. Now chlorine has become 4. Let me check chlorine. 2 plus 2. The reactant side chlorine is already 4. So chlorine is balanced. Manganese is also balanced. Fine. Now here once more let me balance PbO plus C. Here there is 2 oxygen. I am going to put a 2 here. Okay, here there is 2 Pb. I am going to put a 2 here. That's it. This particular reaction is balanced. Now, Kana, please tell me which species is getting reduced. Sir, obviously PbO, because PbO is losing its oxygen. Yeah, so it is getting reduced. Okay, what about carbon? Carbon is getting oxidized. How, sir? Because it is gaining oxygen. Hence, oxidation is taking place. Okay sir, for the last example, give a interesting reaction, a reaction about which you can give us some interesting theory, some interesting practical purpose of that particular reaction. Okay, let me give you an interesting reaction. A very good interesting reaction is Fe2O3 plus Al will give you, what will happen? You will get Al2O, you will get Al2O3 plus Fe. This is a good example for single displacement reaction. Aluminium is more reactive than iron. Aluminium simply comes over here, it fights with iron, it sends iron out of the compound and gets displaced. So it's a good example for single displacement reaction. Okay, now let us balance this particular equation. Here there is 2 iron, here there is 2 aluminum. So the reaction is completely balanced. So the reaction is completely balanced. Which is getting oxidized and which is getting reduced? Look here, sir. Here there is Fe2O3. Fe2O3 is losing. What is it losing? It is losing its oxygen. Loss of oxygen is reduction, sir. Beautiful, Tangam. Okay, so what about aluminium? Aluminium is gaining oxygen, sir. What is aluminium doing? Aluminium is gaining oxygen. Because aluminium is gaining oxygen, this process is called as oxidation. In these 4 examples, oxidation and reduction are happening at the same time. Wait a second, sir. Yes, Tango, you told that this reaction is very, very special, but you are not talking anything about it. Sorry, I just forgot about it. This reaction is very, very special. Why? In order to start this reaction, you will give it some heat. Listen carefully. In order to start this reaction, you will give it some heat. But once the reaction has started, what will happen? Here, once the reaction has started, it will give an extreme amount of heat energy. It will give an extreme amount, not just very little. It will give very, very high amount of heat energy. This heat energy is used for welding. In which kind of places this reaction is used? This is used in places where normal welding is not possible. For example, you cannot be carrying a welding kit in order to join the rails. There are trains run on rails, railway tracks. Trains run on railway tracks. Let us say a railway track has broken. You need to put this railway track together. What are you going to do? You are going to take some Fe2O3 and aluminum. You will mix it and put it into the crack. You will put it in the crack which is present in the railway track. Then you will slightly heat it. Now what will happen? This reaction will start happening, giving extreme amount of heat energy. And this heat energy will melt these compounds and fuse the track together. So this particular reaction is used for welding in places where normal welding is not possible. Let me give you another example. Okay, let us say there are a lot of ships. Some crack has happened in the hull of a ship. What is hull, sir? It's a part of a ship which is in contact with water, the bottom part of the ship. So let us say some crack has happened in the hull of the ship. You need to weld this from outside. You are traveling right now in water. How are you going to do this welding? You are going to simply use this reaction in order to accomplish this particular welding. This reaction can be used to produce heat even underwater. This reaction can be used to produce heat to do welding even underwater. Are you able to understand what is happening? Yeah. Okay. There is another important thing. Look here. What is happening? Oxidation is happening to hydrogen. Reduction is happening to copper oxide. Oxidation is happening to hydrogen. Reduction is happening to copper oxide. Okay. Now, because CuO was added, to hydrogen, oxidation is happening. So CuO is helping hydrogen for oxidation. Let me repeat myself. Oxidation is happening to H2. There is no doubt in it. But who is helping H2 to attain oxygen? Who is helping H2 in order for it to undergo oxidation? CuO is helping. So CuO can be called as oxidizing agent. Let me use black in order to write this. This is a very, very important idea. CuO is used as a OA. What is OA? OA means oxidizing agent. OA means oxidizing agent. What is RA? RA means reducing agent. RA means reducing agent. Okay, so oxidation is happening to hydrogen, and because CuO is helping it, it is called as oxidation agent. Okay, sir. What about hydrogen? Here reduction is happening to CuO and hydrogen is helping it. reduction is happening to CuO and hydrogen is helping it. So hydrogen is called as reducing agent. Hydrogen is called as reducing agent. In a similar way, MnO2 is getting reduced. Who is helping? HCl. So this is my reducing agent. Once more, HCl is getting oxidized. Who is helping? MnO2. HCl is oxidized, but who is helping? MnO2. So it is called as an oxidizing agent. What about PbO? PbO is getting reduced. Who is helping? Carbon is helping. So it is called as reducing agent. Carbon is getting oxidized. Who is helping? PbO. So it is called as oxidizing agent. Once more, Fe2O3. Fe2O3, what is happening? It is getting reduced. Who is helping? Aluminium. So it is called as an reducing agent. Aluminium is getting oxidized. Who is helping? Fe2O3. So it is called as oxidizing agent. Are you able to understand what is happening? So a reducing agent is getting oxidized. In reverse. Ulta ho gaya. Let me repeat myself. Reducing agent is getting oxidized. In a similar way, oxidizing agent is getting reduced. Oxidizing agent is getting reduced. Once more. Here, reducing agent is getting oxidized. Oxidizing agent is getting reduced. Once more. Here, reducing agent is getting oxidized. Oxidizing agent is getting reduced. This is simply the most important idea in redox reaction. Oxidation and reduction are happening simultaneously. So in an oxidation reaction, there is an oxidizing agent present, there is an reducing agent present. The oxidizing agent helps the other compound to get oxidized. The reducing agent helps the other compound to get reduced. Yeah, are you guys able to understand what is happening here? It's like a family. Reduction and oxidation are like husband and wife. They will never leave each other. Married for life. Husband and wife married not just for life, for eternity. As long as nature exists, oxidation and reduction will never separate from each other. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need to also teach about corrosion. So corrosion, what is corrosion? A process by which a metal is slowly eaten away by the reaction of O2, water and chemicals present in air is called as corrosion. So all these things, oxygen, water and chemicals in the air will eat away at the metal, will decompose the metal by forming that particular metals, oxides, carbonates or sulfides. That basically is called as corrosion. Corrosion of iron is called as rusting. Shiny iron particles form a reddish brown rust. So this is called as rusting. What about silver, sir? Silver forms black silver sulfide. Silver forms black silver sulfide. What about copper? Copper carbonate is formed due to the process of corrosion. Rusting means rusting is only applicable to iron. Shiny iron particles, when they are forming rust or iron oxide, that is basically rusting. So silver forming black silver sulfide and copper forming bluish green copper carbonate or corrosion. Rusting is a special type of corrosion. Why are we specifically studying about rusting? Because rusting causes a lot of economic damage. It is a wasteful process. Damage is being done. Economic loss is being done due to rusting of car bodies, bridges, iron railings and ships. All these things are decaying, decomposing, and hence corrosion, rusting is a very bad process for our economy. How are you going to prevent corrosion? In order to prevent corrosion, you are going to put some grease on metal tools. When you apply grease and paints on metal tools, rusting is prevented. Why, sir? Contact with oxygen is prevented. When contact with oxygen is prevented, when contact with the gases is prevented, gases present in the air is prevented, corrosion is prevented. So you can also do galvanization. What is galvanization? Galvanization is a process by which a coating of zinc is put on a iron material. Iron tool or iron component is coated with zinc. Zinc does not easily undergo corrosion, so it saves the iron present inside. Zinc coating protects the iron material inside. This is basically how you are going to prevent corrosion. Okay, sir. What is rancidity? Rancidity is the slow oxidation of oil and fat present in food material. Let us say your mother is making some chips. What does she do? She takes the banana or plantain and she chops them into small pieces and puts them in oil. So chips contain oil. When you leave these chips open to air for a large amount of time, the oil in the chips will decay, decompose and undergo slow oxidation. This will result in a change of the food's smell and taste. The taste and the smell of the food is absolutely changed. So what is happening? You are not able to enjoy the chips. Oh, okay, sir. How are you going to prevent rancidity? Rancidity can be prevented if the food is kept in airtight containers. The outside air will not be able to touch the food, touch the oil in the food. So oxidation of oil and fats present in the food can be prevented. It can also be prevented by refrigeration. Rancidity does not occur when the food is refrigerated, kept at low temperatures. When you are buying bags of chips like Lay's packets and Bingo packets, what is happening, sir? The particular packet is filled with nitrogen. Why, sir? Because when you are filling a chips packet with nitrogen, oxygen is automatically removed from the chips packet. Without oxygen, what will not happen? Rancidity of chips will not happen. That is why when you are buying chips packet like Bingo and Lay's, they are completely filled with nitrogen like a pillow. They are completely filled with nitrogen like a pillow because nitrogen replaces oxygen in the packet. If oxygen is present in the packet, it will cause rancidity. So to prevent oxygen in the packet, which will cause rancidity, they are filling it with nitrogen. They are filling the chips packet with nitrogen. Then you can also add antioxidants to the food. You can add some chemicals which slow down the process of oxidation of oil and fats, which prevent the oxidation of oil and fats. Give us two examples, sir. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole. BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. Let me repeat, there are two good examples for antioxidants. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole. BHT, butylated hydroxyanisole. That's basically the end of this lecture. I had so much fun taking this lecture to you guys. I sincerely hope you guys also had a lot of fun with me learning chemistry together. If you like our lectures, obviously subscribe to our channel, click the bell icon, recommend our channel to your friends through social media, and also put some comments. I have so much fun answering your comments. Your comments are giving so much energy. Thank you, Tanga. Cheers and thank you. Bye. See you guys in the next lecture.